Hey, Brett here. So tonight I'm going to work here, which is going to help with a back bend. I'm going to work here again with a back bend and then elevated. And then I'm also going to use a strap and I'm going to pull my shoulders as well. So a lot of what I'm doing tonight is in support of back bends as well. Last night was really hammering the shoulders. Tonight is sort of a little more fine detail. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is lightning bolt or hero. Knees together, I'm going to sit back. Now, if you don't have the flexibility to do this, there you go. Slowly over time, lower, 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 and slowly, slowly, slowly. And then eventually, when your butt and heels are firmly connected, keep the knees together, spread the feet, and then lower, and then lower. Now, I'm stretching here. You stretch the front, it helps you in a back bend. You stretch the back, it helps you in the front. So now that I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and hang out here for a while. Now, it is okay to lean back, and I will lean back, but I'm going to wait for a while because I want to wait until my butt is firmly on the ground. If I start leaning back now, it's going to hurt my back. So, and also, I've got a great stretch right now. It's how it feels, not how it looks. Don't compare yourself to someone else. This is great. I'm getting a great stretch right now. Mm. Oh, wow. Might have been a bit much. Yeah, that was a bit much. Okay. Wow. Okay, now to come out of this, I got to lift, get the pressure off my knees for a few seconds so I can get the blood flow. Feels already better. Whew. Ah, yeah. I think as you get older, if you don't get patient, you'll injure your body. It takes me a long time to come out of these poses after a few minutes. Okay, now, next thing is I'm going to bend my back. Now, this is interesting. Because of these poses, I've been able to repair my back to the point where I can do this pose. I originally couldn't do this pose physically. Both a problem with my back and my neck, both of which have been fixed by consistent practice of the science of stretching poses. So, high personal recommendation. I'm a certified coach, but don't care. Uh, I care about being able to take care of myself. And this practice makes my body feel great all the time. That and actually, I've had a recent experience with the really, really strong importance, unfortunately, of lots of greens, lots of greens. It's amazing how much more energy I have. And what it turns out is when you start to have more greens, helps with alkalizing the blood. And we tend to eat too much processed food and meat and such, and that tends to cause a side effect of overproduction of red blood cells, which reduces the effectiveness of the transfer of energy. So eat green. I'm eating greens in the morning or my first meal of the day, and now I got a hell of a lot more energy. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get pretty high up because I'm really trying to get there, like that right there. So I'm going to be really high up, and I'm going to have. Well, anyway, I'm going to see. This is not going to be very helpful. So lots of pillows. You can also do this on a block. That works as well. Let's see. Is that good? Oh, that's pretty good already. Actually, let me see. Maybe just a little higher. Okay, great. This will work. Okay, now let's see. Important. Reach over your head. This is important. This makes a big difference. Now, my neck can probably handle this for a while, but sometimes I don't want it to have my neck is much better. This used to would have given me a huge headache, but now it doesn't bother me anymore. Through stretching and strengthening, I've kind of recovered my neck. In any case, if you need to, I'm going to make first one. We bring my hands together. I'm going to bend them back. And hopefully you have the flexibility to do this. I'm lucky that I do. I've got my fingers on my head, and then I'm going to lift my head up. And you know what? This actually intensifies, the pose. So, in fact, this is a deeper version of the pose, at least for me, because what's happening is before it was just my arms pulling me down, but now my head is naturally putting its weight into my thumbs, which is basically pushing my arms more aggressively. So it's simultaneously protecting my neck and deepening the pose. Slide. Yikes. Okay, there we go. Not sure why. These pillows, thought I had them the right way. Anyway, I'll get it. Oh, it's this shirt on these pillows that's sliding. That's what's going on. I forgot about that. So this pose can really be difficult if you sit all day. Because if you sit all day, likely, not necessarily, but especially if you're working on a computer or you're on a desk, or if you work with your hands in front of you, you might slouch just slightly forward, which means your pectoral muscles are going to be slightly compressed. So what am I doing? I'm stretching the hell out of those right now. In fact, the whole front of my chest. So if you slouch at all, your body adjusts to what you do. So if you slouch on a regular basis, those muscles become shorter. Okay, okay, now those poses are generally awkward to get out of. There's just no two ways about it. Also, I gotta be careful of my neck. I am mildly dizzy coming out of that, but that's no surprise considering I was upside down basically. Okay. Oh, oof, careful. Got to move really slowly. Okay, so I'm going to do something opposite of what I just did to sort of help get my spine back in position. Just a little cat and cow, mostly cat. Okay, now last pose is a shoulder stretch. I'm going to do it sitting facing away. Actually, I'm going to sit like this. Now, this is a little bit shorter. This is an asymmetrical pose. I'm going to try to basically bring my hands together behind my back. In 2015, in 2015, I couldn't even get my hands fully together in 2015. Now, the vast majority of this improvement is diet. Though, to be honest, it's not really. I'm kind of stuck on this one. Oops. Go ahead and get some dorsiflexion in, even though I'll be doing this tomorrow night, but still, why not? Same thing, other side. Yeah, those toes are getting toasty. Actually, my ankles are getting a little tired. Touch my fingers on this side. Actually, there's a little trick on this one. Got to be careful what I'm about to do because it's very possible you can sort of tweak your ulnar nerve. Awkward. There we go. So I'm just going to use the wall to push on my top arm just a little bit and really try to get the, be careful where you push. Oh, so close. It's a bit slippery though. So anyway, but that's got to be careful. In fact, that hurt my right elbow just a touch. Oh, all right. Now, that's the end of day 4, Science of Stretching classic sequence. And what am I feeling like doing? Let's see, how's my heel feel? Eh, right there, man. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, to continue a theme from earlier, I'm going to stretch the front of my leg. I'm going to use a variant of Blaster called Jackknife Blaster. Now, for me, I'm going to put a pillow here, then pillow here. I want that there. Now, let's see. I'm already set up on the wrong side, like I usually do. I normally accidentally start this one on the left side. All right, so I'm going to stretch the front of my leg here. Now, I'm really working on a back bend, right? If this is tight, then I won't be able to stretch back. Why might this be tight? Watch what happens when you sit. You're shortening it. You slouch and shorter. The more time you spend here, the shorter this muscle gets, the more difficult this pose is going to be. Now, just 1 second. Mr. Cheshire wants in. Sorry, buddy. Come on in. I didn't mean to have the door closed. I'm sorry. Come on in. I was get a drink of water. Uh-oh. The mushroom is blocked. There, I'll put it there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my toes approximately touching the wall. Now, the leg that is stretching is going to go back, and the other leg is going to go forward. So I'm going to go ahead and take this leg, and I'm going to move it back until my knee is on the baseboard. That's important. Knee on the baseboard. That's the most important thing. Forget everything else because now your knee is protected. All right. And in fact, your knee is going to be a leverage point for this pose. Now, if you sit all day long and you have a cat's butt in your face, pardon me, sir. Hi, could you please give me some room? Excuse me, sir. Yeah, yeah. You're cute. Dude, seriously. Let me get in the pose and then I'll pet you, okay? So anyway, uh, I'm going to go ahead and, you might not be able to kick this foot up, but I'm going to go ahead and kick this foot up. Now, this pose is absolutely not about getting your butt to the wall. That's fine if you do, but really, what I'm trying to do, if you imagine that I've got basically from here, my shoulder, all the way down my side, are 3 points: my knee, my shoulder, my hip. I want my knee, knee. I want my shoulder and my knee to stay in place. I want my hip to drop out. And when I do that, ooh, I mean, I probably moved a millimeter, 2 millimeters, whatever. But now all of a sudden, the entire front of my right thigh is getting a heck of a stretch. Now, this pose is called Jackknife Blaster. There's another version where it's more of a lunge. You sacrifice the hamstring work here for a much bigger stretch on the front. And in fact, Blaster hits more of the hip flexor higher up. Jackknife Blaster hits below that. So in fact, they complement each other very nicely. And excuse me. Yeah, there. So now I'm just sort of resting my weight right here. I'm putting no effort on my right side, and I'm getting a huge stretch on the front of my right thigh. If you do this pose just right, it'll feel as if a kitten is rubbing your skin and wanting pets. I think I can bring this foot out a little bit more. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Ooh, that's even bigger. Now, when I started doing this pose, I couldn't come up, and I still can't. Let's see. Can I get all the way? Oh, that's a big deal right there. So I can hold this. Now, I'm doing something pretty essential if you're going to do this kind of stuff, because if you're going to hold a pose for 5 minutes, you might get tired, and so you need to move, but you want to move without changing weight. So notice, I'm going to put my hand here. I've now increased the pressure on my left hand so I can remove my right hand slowly, and I've kept the pose, but I'm stretching right here deeply, right here. In fact, I can feel it. Okay, now I'm going to do that switch again. And for you Tai Chi folk, that's an empty transfer. I mean, that's not a real term. Empty stepping is a thing, but it's the same idea except with your hands instead of your feet. And for you folk who do rock climbing, same thing. You have 4 points of contact generally: 2 feet, 2 hands. Generally, only ever move one, because there are going to be times when you have to move two and you don't want to already have two. So move slowly, maintain balance, because you don't want to keep coming in and out of the pose. This particular pose is highly targeted, so you're going to get a stretch. Now I'm slightly moving side to side so I get better coverage overall, but just very slowly. Also, sometimes the cap pulls me. So I'm bringing my left knee forward. Oh, hell. And it is increasing the stretch as I open up my groin a little bit back. Oh, shoot. Ah, wow. Wow, that was big. Okay, now other side. Okay, ready? I'm going to put you under the thing. You're fine. Don't move, and we're good. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, gosh darn it. Almost had it. Anyway, so same thing, other side, same time. Now, a reminder, asymmetrical poses, you do it twice. The problem is you do it twice. The good news is because you do it twice, you have an opportunity to do one side longer if it's particularly tighter. I am not on this particular pose, but there are some poses where I am. So come here. So once again, point one, shoulder. Point two, knee, hinge, hip. The hip comes forward. And in fact, this is something that I've recently learned how to do. When you're standing with your feet parallel, you can externally rotate your thighs without moving your knees. So you basically keep your knee in place and you externally rotate like that. And it opens up the groin. And it also engages the ligaments. So that really strengthens the first bow in Tai Chi, first bow being the legs. Then when you push your sacrum down and tuck under and put your front nail up and form the second bow and set it in, you've got a more stable basin into which to engage your pelvic floor. Oh, now, yeah, I'm sort of almost coming up my front foot there. Don't worry about that's not the stretch. The stretch is back leg on the wall, front of the thigh, up to, but generally I don't generally get the hip flexor. I mean, I do you do get the hip flexor a little bit here, but not as much. For me, a much better hip flexor pose is frog. And I did that one last night, but it's basically a squat with your feet turned all the way out, but you're on your all fours. It occurs to me my neck would normally be much more sore after having done the pose where I was on this bench backwards. I mean, not bad, but just it takes a while to recover. And yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah. Okay. At the end there, I was getting higher in the hip. Oh, yeah. Of course, I wanted the dog chewed ones. I have time. Yeah, I do. Stop. I want to actually get set up before I start the timer. This is not me doing reps. This is me starting over because I want this for my knee. No, wait, am I doing my left side first? Or I want to do my, yeah, I do want to do my left side. No, I want to do my right side front first. My right side is my worst side, and I don't want to get really deep on the left side and then not be able to do as well on the right side because it's a little more painful. And because I've done a little bit to my hamstring, nothing major, and it's getting better, but it's going to take a while. And I'd rather not deal with that after having just done another deep pose in the same general area. I also do this version, so just do it half. I might do that for right now. There we go. Well, that's good right there. Oof. Yeah, that's really good. Hang on. Let's screw around for a second. There's that, and then I wonder. That's a half. Okay, that's half side splits, basically. Yeah. Oof, in my hip. I'm gonna do this. Right there. Oh, sheesh. Hey, Kitty, I'm not really going to be able to do anything right now, buddy. Ah, oh, okay. I need to come out of this. That's really quite deep. There. Now I can move that leg. Not sure. That's probably about 3 minutes, I'm going to guess. The left side is better anyway, so if I do it shorter, that's fine. I think it is. We'll see. Actually, this side, I really don't want to slide. I want to slide from one side. Okay. Oof. Maybe I'm wrong about this side being the looser side. What do you think, Chesh? Yeah, I'll go that way a little bit. It'll be very difficult to do. Okay. Yeah, like back can be so difficult. There we go. Almost. Yeah, I guess that was good. Not exactly what I wasn't planning anything. I was just sort of winging it, but I think I said enough. That's plenty, I think. Is there anything else, Chesh? And here, I'm going to do a shoulder stand against the wall to do some spine stuff. I'm going to finish on that. I don't know if I can do this. I'm pretty clumsy. So I'm not doing a headstand. I'm doing a shoulder stand. My head is going to not be, I mean, I might be brushing my hair on the mat, but there'll be no weight on my neck at all. So this is all for shoulder. Okay, excuse me, sir. Good, sir. You are in, my way, good sir. Okay. Mm. So hands. I could start this in a version of dolphin pose where my hands are interlaced. In fact, I might as well do that. Oh man, hang on. I don't really want to show anyone my belly. Nothing personal, but nobody needs to see that. Maybe my wife, if this works. Good luck. Okay, that's enough of that. I really shouldn't be doing that stuff after stretching. But that's tomorrow night. I do pancake a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'll do that. Oh yeah, actually, let's do this. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm not doing side splits. I'm doing pancake. I'm not excited at all. Uh, Lost my pillows. Yeah. Oh, ah. Let me take a few seconds to get out of this. My leg does not want to be straight, or sorry, does not want to bend. Let's try this leg. Okay, good. Mm. Oh, I think that's good enough. Definitely.